Hey, BookTube. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I cannot believe I'm finally doing this. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've always been a big reader. But just recently last year, I started reading like consistently on a monthly basis, about, I don't know, 5, 6 books a month. And I would always talk about the books I read to my kids on the way dropping them off to school. So I was like, you know what? I should just do it. I should get me a channel and just start like sharing my thoughts on different books I read with everybody. So this is Read and Escape with Nina, and it's just going to be very laid back and chill. I'm just doing this for fun. Um, just to get my thoughts and everything out there. And it'd be nice if you guys let me know if you read some of these books and what you think of them. Um, the one book, or there's actually quite a few here that I have, but one book that made a huge impact on me, and I can't believe it because I would go to the bookstore and see it and see everybody getting it, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know if that's my type. I'm more of a horror thriller type of reader, and this is like historical fantasy, but it's Stephen King, 11/22/63. Awesome read. It's a big, thick, chunky book, but I enjoyed it so much. It's about a man who has a friend that owns a diner, who tells him about this portal that he has in the back of his diner where he can go back in time. He can time travel back to, I believe it time travels back to 1958. Um, and he goes back in time to try to stop the assassination of JFK. But it's so much more to it than that. At first, I thought, when I saw this book, I'm like, oh, I'm not into history, political history type of reading. And I was like, I'm not going to get into it. But guys, oh my God, it's such a beautiful love story. The time travel, when you're reading it, you feel like you're back in 1958, 1960. It's beautifully written. I mean, we all know Stephen King can get quite wordy with his books, but this is just awesome. The love story too, I just thoroughly enjoyed it. Um, I don't want to go on and on too much about it because I'm afraid I don't want to give it away. The ending was absolutely like beautiful. It had me feeling um, happy, sad, and like, what if all wrapped into one. So I advise you to get it. Normally he's known for his horror, I get it, but this is not horror. This is just a little bit of supernatural in it, I think. But this is just an awesome, beautiful read. Nothing scary about it. So yes, please give us a try. I loved it. Next one is, it's been a while since I read this one. This is another one. Alice Feeney, Daisy Darker. I don't typically rate her books. Oh, and I didn't say it earlier, but that Stephen King for me is like a 5 out of 5, 5 stars out of 5 stars, hands down. With Alice Feeney, her books are sort of hit or miss with me. I enjoyed Rock Paper Scissors by her, and I recently read Beautiful Ugly, and it's up there on my shelf. That was one of her latest releases from this year. I didn't quite enjoy that one that much. I would probably give that a 2 star. Um, but this one here for me was a 5. This story really just touched me. Um, it's about a girl who goes to visit her family for her Nana's 80th birthday. And they're all on an island. Her Nana has a house on an island, and they get held up there because the tide came in. So the family had to stay over, and with them staying in the house together, a lot of family secrets came out, a lot of things came up. There was a lot of back and forth in the chapters between the past and the present. Quite the twist in this. I was shocked about it. I may even, since I love this so much, I may do a separate video where I have spoilers to talk about this in more detail, and including the twist, because it was just that good. And if there's anybody out there who read it and, you know, want to have a discussion about it, I think this will be a good one. Basically, you know, I just give it a try. I enjoyed it. It says, this is a queen. She's the queen of twists, returns with a family reunion that leads to murder. Absolutely a beautiful story. It was a quick read. No downtime, page turner. It was so good that I even put in little tabs. I don't know if you guys can see them. I put in little tabs of like my favorite parts. And I haven't looked at this since I read it. I read it last year. I read it in September, and a lot has happened since then. So it may not seem like it was that long ago, but a lot has happened. So I'm glad I did this so that I can kind of go back and review some of the parts. But I can't read some of these pages that I tabbed off because they will be absolute spoilers. And I've even highlighted some sections, but you should go give it a try. It's scary, very eerie, makes you feel sad at times considering like the family dynamic between the sisters. Awesome story. I will give it a try. And next I have one that probably a lot of people are gonna not understand why I only gave this like a 2-star. I know it's crazy. You know what? I can be generous and give it a 3 because it did have a good storyline. The only thing I really liked about it is the points where the clown came in. Stephen King's It. Good story. The Losers Club was awesome. It's about this clown who comes to terrorize this town called Derry. And he comes back and he just puts fear into the kids and the residents there and terrorize them. And they try to do what they can to try to beat this clown known as It. You go into the lives of the children as they grow up, and it also reflects back to their childhood too. So it's kind of like a dual story, past and present there. This book does have a scene in it, and I think everybody knows what I'm talking about towards the end. That's a little disturbing. That's why I gave it a 2 stars. I mean, I get it. There's some books that may have some things in it that can be triggering, and I could say that was one for me, although things really don't trigger me that much when it comes to horror. But that scene, just to me in this book, it seemed like it just wasn't necessary. So overall, decent read, but it's not my favorite Stephen King. But it is one of the other chunky reads that I conquered, and I was proud that I did it because this is a huge book. And this one is too, but this one by far is one of my favorites. It would always be my favorite. I will never forget it. And I think you should definitely give it a try. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for coming and joining me with Read and Escape with Nina. And remember, if you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how truly amazing you are. All right, bye.